Hi, and welcome to RPGeeks, where we do Dungeons and Dragons and science set in the sci-fi world of Flexigantu. We are for science communicators who love to play D&D and talk about the science behind the sci-fi concepts that come up in the game. We'll get to that in a minute. Firstly, some introductions. Hello, my name is Shamini. I use mostly she, her pronouns. I'm a science video producer and a very bad plant parent. This is my dying plant. It's very ill.
Does it look dead?
It looks fine.
Brown spots all over it. Can you see? It's like...
It looks in rude health.
It got...
Yeah, it's terrible.
Oh, no. Okay, bad for podcast. Bad for
be,
podcast. Everyone's staring at a plant.
We're looking at a plant. It's green. It looks fine.
It looks not that dead.
Diagnose my plant.
Savable plant.
Emily Bates.
Hello, I'm Emily Bates. I also am a very bad plant parent.
Yeah.
I did fully kill my peace lily. It happened. It fully died. I repotted it in an attempt to save it, and the roots had just rotted away.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, it's gone. It's dead. RIP Lily 2022. 2021 to 2022.
You're hugging that plant, Simon.
Is that a peace lily? I swear to God, I will throw it on the floor.
Yes, it is.
Mine was much bigger and then died.
I was just double checking it for any if it was waterlogged. It's definitely water just fine. It's been a little bit.
That's perfect.
Over the course of I think us going on a honeymoon, it got a little dried out, but it's all right.
Dried out is
Like,
better
dry is
than
better,
too
right?
wet for a peace lily. Yeah.
Dry. Simon, introduce yourself.
Hello, my name's Simon, and I'm an adequate plant daddy. I use
Daddy's plant daddy
Not the start of the
Simon.
daddy Simon again. That was enough of that.
Oh, I regret this already. I use he/him pronouns, and I make sciencey things, such as videos on the interwebs, and a book, and a podcast, and a D&D show with three of my favourite people.
I've heard of them.
Oh, favourite people. Oh,
I also do a show called the RPGeeks, and we stream every day.
I'm leaving.
that's fine.
And one of those people is, of course, Ali Jennings.
Hey, Simon. Nice to hear from you. I'm a plant. I'm more of a plant. I'm a plant mummy. My beautiful wife,
Entombed
is plant
in
daddy. She's the
Egypt.
plant daddy, and I'm just the plant. And anyway,
Are you really assigning gender roles to parenting styles? Is
Of
that
plants.
Of plants.
What's happening here?
No, I don't think so. I think Ali's just being Ali.
What is it about Ali that
this thought
Ali
you?
has a very specific energy, and I've been sending memes to our group, but there is a very specific Ali Jennings energy
It
that
really
sometimes
is,
appears.
A lot of the time, right? It's
It's-
like,
Bemused, but then very excited.
yeah. Don't know what's going
It's a
on.
good
but very
energy.
keen on it.
It's a really good energy.
You're like a puppy, like
Really
a dog.
endearing. Yeah.
I get that a lot.
You're a dog.
I'm a dog. It's dog something. Yes, he, him, and DM. Oh no, wait, and
My pronouns are
science videos.
DM.
My pronouns are DNM, and I make science videos as well.
Hey.
Fresh.
So the first thing we do on the show is the DnDebrief. This is where we debrief the D&D and specifically some of the sciencey things that have come up. And today I believe we have Emily Bates.
It's me. Woo. D&D brief. Let's go.
What did you pick?
I picked the spell I have been using since day one of this campaign and always going, it just happens. It's fine, which is guidance. It's not a spell, technically it's a cantrip actually, but I want to look into guidance because basically I've just been casting this spell and being like, I really believe in you and I really think you can do this. And then therefore giving my companions a D4 to add to their ability checks. And I wanted to see if really this power of friendship had any science backing to it whatsoever, because it feels like it should, right? It does feel like having a trusted friend by your side saying, I think you can do this thing, should give you a little boost.
I feel like the probability distribution should change over time as you get closer friends, though. Like, if I first met you for the first time ever and you're like, I believe in you, I'm like, great, I feel fantastic about this.
But there's
You
probably
say
a
that, but
coefficient
Uriel
of
was
charm in
obsessed.
there.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
in Uriel's case, is a little different, I suppose.
Yeah. But
If
anyway,
I'd been giving Uriel guidance, it would not have worked.
Yeah.
so to begin with,
friendship real? Please say yes.
yeah, basically, I was like, has there actually been any actual scientific research done on friendship? And for a really long time, it was not studied seriously at all by biologists because it's really difficult to measure. And it's quite hard to define. Like, And that's basically the principles of science, right? You can measure it and you can define it, and therefore you find a thing out. And so you needed to measure something in order to make any kind of statement. But people have found ways, they've done some research, and I think it is not pretty unsurprising, but it's been shown that friends do have a positive impact like on our health and well-being.
Yeah.
Now we'll get to like more like minute I believe in you stuff later on, but we've basically evolved to kind of rely on our friends, and there's sort of these like strong social ties that they're associated with like lower risks of dementia, lower blood pressure, longer life expectancy. There was a review done that looked like back on 100 years of whatever friendship studies had been done. And they found that a healthy social life could boost longevity by as much as 50%. And it just sort of all comes down to like being good for long-term survival. In fact, as good as for long-term survival, apparently, as giving up 15 cigarette a day smoking habit, having just good friends, and apparently maybe more important than exercising or beating obesity. So you can be a fat slob, but if people love you, you'll still live a little bit longer. So that's nice, you know. I'm happy about it.
Question, Ms. Bates. Question.
Yeah.
Do parasocial relationships have the same impact as real relationships?
Did not look into parasocial relationships. That
wonder,
might be a good one for Google.
But like, I don't know. I feel like if you were a person who really identified with a bunch of YouTubers or Twitch streamers or people that play D&D online, and you felt like you were really good friends with them, would that have the same health benefits as knowing people and it being a bi-directional relationship?
I wonder how much of the benefits is like I feel happy and like I feel good. How much of the benefits is like that person's going to drive me to hospital when I get shot in the foot.
So I didn't look into that.
Not exactly that explicitly, but there are practical.
That's very specific application. You've got something in mind, Sharmini.
Are you okay?
Living in a community has practical benefits, like they'll lend me some milk, or
shoot you in the foot.
Myself. I've shot myself in the foot.
But then you say that, but like on the internet, if someone needs something, often like strangers come together, and particularly if they are a person who has strong parasocial relationships, they do come together to like help that person. So maybe it's not as simple as
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, we live in the same city. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
How much of the variance can you explain by basically just like practical things that people do for you versus how you physically feel on the inside?
Right. So we'll come to sort of the chemicals and things like that. And there is one particular chemical which is mainly associated with sort of being close to someone.
Like, if you're a real ass, but you're so arrogant that you like think, oh yeah, I got loads of friends, then do you get the same benefits?
Oh,
you think you've got loads of friends, but they're all just putting up with you.
But it doesn't matter because you're going to live longer. So
it's also like everyone's thinking like, oh god.
I'm just looking at the wall of people on my office.
I tell you what, it hasn't. It's all just everything I've read has been people saying, I would say I have 5 close personal friends and like a wider group of X many. So it doesn't ever say that they didn't check those friendships to see if they're reciprocated. So maybe it is just how you feel on the inside. What are you going to say?
Because I guess because hugging and stuff, like the sort of physical acts that you do when you're with friends, release stuff. So that
oxytocin.
Oxytocin.
We're going to do that a little bit later, but let's do it now because that's the major one, really. So basically, and it all comes down to evolution. Because if you think about it, time spent socializing with friends from an evolutionary perspective could actually be spent like preparing food, like going hunting or having sex or sleeping or doing other like useful things for survival. So there must be some positive effect to friendship. Otherwise, evolution would have been like, this is useless. All these people who chat to people all the time, they keep dying.
I like the implication that like the more sex you have in a day, like the better it is for like survival. Like you just got to keep going.
That's true, right?
Like
it just proportionally increases.
Like
I'll live forever.
That's your face. You've done it. It's captured now.
I meant more survival of the species when it comes to sex, for sure.
Oh,
the pleased with himself smile.
Yeah, listeners at home. Ali has just done sort of Mark Hamill as the Joker-esque kind of smile.
You were doing it too.
Let's not make this about me.
That's why you made that joke.
Let's not make this about me. Okay, cool. More sex is more life. Cool.
Sex is great.
Even
But
sex is
friendship
great.
is better.
However, we're talking about friendship this time.
Couldn't it be
So-
both? Come on now,
No.
guys.
Well, that's
No,
you know,
it's friendship.
Ali, we've had this conversation.
Well,
you know,
no.
we're not interested in
We can
whatever
have
you're
it again.
catching.
No.
We're
anyway.
friends, that's what we do. We talk about stuff.
So
Yeah, look off camera,
even-
Simon.
No, I just thought I heard my wife when she heard me basically shout, "More sex is more life." Just wanted to see if that is my imagination or not.
More sex is more wife.
just at the door being like, Simon.
Yeah. If she can hear me, she absolutely is now just going to come around the side of the door. Go, carry on as you were.
Sorry. Well, it's like, yeah, so basically it makes sense that there must be a positive effect on us. Otherwise, evolution would have just got rid of friendship and been like, you don't need to talk to other people. It's useless. Go away. But instead, it's reinforced it in the way that evolution loves to do. Happy chemicals. Yeah, you did a thing. We like this. Do it again. Have more happy chemicals.
drugs.
I
love you, drugs.
No drugs.
Brain
No,
drugs,
no.
though, not
Oh, God.
like your own drugs, your made in your brain drugs. So oxytocin is the cuddle hormone, I think you get your first dose of oxytocin during I think it's lactation, I think is when
Breastfeeding.
it's breastfeeding, I believe. It's when the first big dose comes to the child, but is that right? I think that's right.
To everyone involved gets a hit.
Ali, don't sound so happy and smiley about that.
It's just
Oxytocin, it makes people happy.
wonderful.
But
It's
we release it in
lovely.
loads of physical contact situations. So hugs, even just light touches. If you get a massage, they find increases in oxytocin. So it's just it creates this pleasant feeling, and it's your reward from an interaction that encourages you to see that person again. Simon,
no.
what?
It's just the fact for people, podcast listeners, Ali has just reclined in his seat. Which is
tiny.
like a wingback armchair that is in front of a green screen. And it's just watching him laughing at himself. He's just so happy. It's like he's imagining
Framing is
watching someone
terrible.
breastfeeding. He's
Simple.
full of oxytocin. And he's just sat back
Is there
smiling to himself.
Let's see what oxytocin does. Oxytocin encourages you to see that person again. The idea is have a little treat, go do that again. It was nice. But it does something else that I thought was really interesting. It promotes pro-social decisions and feelings of trust, which I guess makes sense. So it encourages you to do things that benefit the group as a whole rather than just yourself if you've got a high level of oxytocin at that time, which makes it almost kind of malicious if that's what Infinity's doing every time she's being I believe in you, go do a thing that will benefit me. And I don't want that to be a thing, but I was oh no, that sounds really dark and horrible. But does anyone know what the other big chemical associated with friendship is in your
Serotonin?
brains? No.
Not the boring one, is it?
LSD.
Dopamine.
It's endorphins in general.
Oh.
So
it's endorphins.
so it's slightly different to dopamine. But what is the difference between dopamine and endorphins? Because they have the same effect, right?
They're different chemicals which do different things.
Do they?
Yeah.
Are you about to start talking about proteins? Because my brain is about to check out.
No,
This one
chemicals.
goes out to Alex, everyone. This is no. Endorphins, as I understand it, are they're about pleasure, whereas dopamine's about reward.
Right.
Which is
Okay.
a different thing.
Okay. So again, it's pleasure, right? So oxytocin is sort of pleasure, endorphins pleasure. So friendship's just generally quite pleasurable, which is nice. And there's one big name everywhere I was looking into this, any friendship research, he just came up again and again. And I've actually met him, and he's really nice. I wouldn't call him a friend, but there you go. Is Robin Dunbar.
Oh, I know that name.
Yeah. Do you all know Robin Dunbar?
Great.
He's so lovely.
He's got Dunbar's number. That's where you're going with this.
That is exactly where I'm going with this. Do you know what Dunbar's number is, Sean?
0785
No.
7.
I think I've got it in my phone, but I won't read out his mobile number.
Well, no.
So it's supposed to be the number of proper real social connections that you can maintain in your life, where you kind of know what's going on in someone's life, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Do you know what the number is?
33,
No, more.
3.
50.
1 RP Geek.
Well, sorry. So you have a social group
Yeah, that's
size, which is the wider one, which is people that you can kind of keep in your life and maintain some kind of viable relationship with, is 150. But then that comes down and down and down, and it ends up being with your close circle I want to say it's 5, but I can't see the number. Yes, your intimate circle is around 5 people, and they're your 5, often family, and partners always normally tend to fall in that circle, and then like very, very close friends. But 5 is the number that they think it's possible to sort of maintain that real intimate connection with.
Wow.
I don't know if you. This might be a weird question, but right, do children count as friends? Your chillins?
Ooh, that's such a good question. For the purposes of that, you should, right? Because there's someone you've got an intimate connection with.
I mean, they're a very different kind of relationship, right?
Yeah.
Do children count as people? Ali Jennings.
Yeah, and I guess it's interesting when you look at like parasocial again, right? Because the
ultimate parasocial relationship.
So humans can bond with what's called a supergroup, which can be thousands of people with ABBA. Yes, everyone can bond with ABBA. They're the exception. They can be everyone's intimate connection.
Super troopers, I suppose.
I love them so much. But so it can be thousands, but it's 150 in our like personal social network. And it all sort of came out around the time of Facebook being like, who can have the most friends? It was back in those days. And then that came out and loads of people were culling their friends to 150.
I went on Facebook the other day and I have like 1,000 friends. I don't have 1,000.
I think I've got about 1,000. And it's like, I've probably met I've met most of the people on my Facebook. I never really had people I haven't met. But
you had people you've met once.
Exactly. I met them once in a lecture at uni and was like, wow, then we're going to be friends. And it's like, no, cool, that's it.
I remember this is going to date me massively. The days before Facebook of Bebo. When you had a very similar social network, but you had like your top friend of the day that you could pick every day that you gave someone like a heart to.
Whoa.
And it was like that was like a social engineering project in itself.
Then someone must have done research into the Bebo like heart giving thing, because
what's the half-life of being picked? The separation.
Let's find out.
And like MySpace had its top friends, and you could shuffle your top friends list around. I remember that being a big deal. And it was
so social networks were actually more socially exploitative before. If anything, like from I don't know, like 2008, 2009 onwards, they dialed it back, and it's still like a hellhole.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know.
They just replaced.
It's a different thing now, right? It's not, because I also was on Facebook the other day looking at like old albums from the days when you took your digital camera out and you put up every picture that you took, and you didn't care what those pictures are or how bad they were of you and your friends. And now everything's just like pretty shiny Instagrams. And honestly, some of those awful pictures, they're brilliant. They're really
That's
good.
because we grew up without access to a camera, and then you'd get like those like wind up like instant cameras that you'd be allowed to take out and do what you want with, and you go wild and take terrible photos. And like your parents would be like, the cost to get these developed, are actually quite expensive. So if you can not waste,
have your thumb over half of them.
And then you get your first smartphone, and you're just like, I can take photos of everything.
Answer in Progress did an interesting video recently about this and how you take photos alters your ability to remember. And
I only remember things that I've taken photos of. Like,
what?
My memory is very.
But there's a difference between taking things digitally and taking things physically, because they make the argument that if you take pictures with a physical camera and you have to go and take it to be developed, and then you have a physical print that you look at, it's like a form of spaced repetition. So you're being reminded of events and people
of the memory itself.
Yeah, but also the fact that if you have something in your pocket that makes a picture so cheap in terms of like investment of time and money as to be worthless, like why bother remembering things when you can take pictures of everything? Like, for example, when I'm on trips now, when I leave a hotel to like go out for a dinner or whatever, I'll take a picture of my room number just in case I forget it. But it means that now I've gotten worse at remembering what my room number is.
So there's a really interesting piece of research which said that basically because of Google Maps, right? This isn't just Google Maps. Basically says any kind of information, we no longer remember pieces of information themselves. We now remember how to find those pieces of information. So
that makes sense.
You learn how to get to somewhere in Wikipedia, and then you read the information off. And that sounds like that's exactly what's happened with Sharmini, where you're like, I know how to access a photo, but I couldn't access the memory without the photo.
I sometimes Google, like city map or something, even though I know exactly how to get there. And if I thought about it for like 5 seconds, I wouldn't need to city mapper it. But I'm like, just check what City Mapper says, because that's where I go for that information of how to get to a place.
It's like the psychological version of specialism of labor. You know how like civilization only became like a huge thing because people specialized into particular professions. Now we're like, I'll offsource, navigation.
Outsourcing all my
What do you
labor,
do with that mental time? Which
You use it to acquire more information, I guess.
Do you though?
I mean, I do.
Because you don't store it. You mean you use it to acquire the ability to know where other information is stored.
But is that
You have
sounds more
where
useful?
loads of
though?
stuff is stored.
I don't know.
I think it's also identifying patterns in pieces of information. But like I watch 8 to 10 YouTube videos a day, say, they may be on different topics, but like you pick up the things that you develop in, so the themes and concepts that are common to those in different areas of science or gaming, whatever it is, and you have those ideas strengthened by having that plethora in a way that you just couldn't if you didn't have the time.
You're looking at meta data,
I suppose,
rather than the data itself, which is what you would otherwise have remembered back in the old days, which does make a lot of sense, like systemic data.
I don't know.
We've
Maybe that's
veered
just...
wildly, haven't we?
Friendship.
Okay, I'm going to bring it back. I'm bringing it back to Robin Dunbar. I just want to talk a little bit more about his number, because it was all a bit wishy-washy. All the friendship stuff. I was reading it, and I was like, it's all just people going, I think we've got this many friends, and I think we can all have. And I was like, this is nice. But they did a study. They took a group of people, and they asked them to group their friends and family into 5 categories based on how close they felt to different people. Then they shoved them in an fMRI, and they showed 2 people to them and asked them to say which one they were closer to, but they only ever showed people who were in the same category that they'd put them in the same category. And when they contemplated people in their most intimate group, so the people that they said they were closest to, they activated regions of the brain that are sort of implicated in processing your own mental state and the mental state of other people. So that means that these friends are sort of so close that you're imagining them, you're really thinking about their well-being alongside like how you think about your own well-being. They become like a very intrinsic part of you. When they talked about other friends, it led to more activity in the areas of the brain which were involved in memory processing. So they're just thinking about times with them rather than relating necessarily to them. And it was quite a small study, so it's not like amazing, but it's interesting. It was like enough of a statistical difference to make that claim.
Because if I understand it correctly, basically what that's saying is that with the super close ones, you're basically activating areas of the brain which are for processing insights into your own mental state as well, right?
Like executive function stuff,
So is that because you spend a lot of time with those people, so the memories you have are shared, so you're actually thinking about your own, what you were doing while you're with them?
That way?
Or is it so I've got a very, very close friend who lives in America, right? I see him once every 6 months or something, right? So I don't have a lot of like I spend a lot of time with this person. Which would that activate? Because I don't spend loads of time with him.
But would you say he's in your like most intimate circle, like your probably. Top 5? Yeah. I feel like the implication is just the way you think of them is far more almost empathetic towards them. You have a much more of a connection to them in that kind of sense, where when they feel pain, you feel pain. And I think there's definitely been studies around that where like when people we're close to get hurt, we sort of, our brain goes off as if we'd been hurt if you're sort of really like close to that person. But I don't know. It's an interesting one with the distance. I wonder if they correlated
it against your general levels of empathy, whether if you're super empathic, like more people fit into that category.
Yeah,
that's maybe.
Interesting. Oh, God, empathy is so fascinating. I mean, everything is a little bit wishy-washy in the friendship world, is what I've discovered. But it is fascinating. I mean, I read loads more stuff.
Snakes everywhere.
There's another Robin Dunbar one. He's everywhere, honestly. If he's a fraud, I don't think he is. He's lovely. But honestly, all the friendship stuff is just...
Everyone now, we speculate on whether they're a fraud or not.
No. But if all these scientists are wrong, no, they did. So they got people to row in a boat, either on their own or in pairs, and measured their endorphin levels like before and after. And they found that despite like the same amount of physical effort, people who rowed as like in a pair released more endorphins than those who rowed on their own. And they think one of the sort of major components of friendship is this like synchronicity between between the two people. So, like, you know, do you need to be in the same place at the same time to maintain a relationship? It definitely helps, particularly in earlier stages and like developing the relationship. And yeah, endorphins, so they seem to promote friendship by making this in sync thing feel good.
So is it possible that is different in person because of the oxytocin component? Is that what makes it different?
They're putting it down to endorphins, but that would make sense.
It's interesting that like everything that we're doing online, like our conversation now online, is obviously not what we've evolved to do. Like this is not what evolution was really working with.
That's what
when it had us forming relationships. So I quite like this element that there are things that we can do, like having a conversation, reading people's facial expressions, that could work almost as well over a video, and things like touch, like putting my hand on your arm and just like that contact that like is that we're sort of missing without necessarily
I think
realizing.
one of the massive things you miss is like the body place. So like it's very difficult.
Like one-on-one
eye contact. Yes.
Where are you looking? I don't know. Where are you all looking?
I wonder if scent is part of this as well.
There's a big thing about scent. So there's a guy, well, there was, the last time I looked at this, like a few years ago, right? There's a guy in Israel who his whole thing is basically like, when you shake hands with people, you leave your smell on their hand.
People smell each other.
And then what you do is you smell your hand, right? And next time you shake hands with someone, see if you are just automatically, the next few seconds, you smell your hand. Like, and his whole thing is that is like, and then he kind of goes into sort of various ways that you can tell how you feel about the person through that. But every time I shake hands with someone, I'm like, am I going to smell it? I'm going to smell it. And I think I haven't smelled it. It's fine. Oh my God, my hands.
Bates on stage at New Scientist Live. I'm absolutely doing this to you.
What do you mean? You're just gonna
Go on stage,
your hand, like...
shake hands. Nice to meet you, Emily Bates.
No.
Or you don't even shake hands. Just go up to her and go, smell my hand.
Smell
just
my
rub it in her
pheromones.
face.
Isn't this what you want?
You wanted. This is what you asked for.
Perceive me.
Oh no! And that's the end of my career.
That's what's going to happen at New Scientist Live, people. It's this weekend.
Get your tickets.
Watch me smush my palm into Emily Bates's face live.
To bring it to a close. Guidance.
Yeah, the 1d4 sounds very reasonable when we put it in these terms.
It does. I think it does. And I think particularly with the idea that oxytocin can release this feel-good thing. When you feel good, you're always going to be better at doing stuff than if you're sad. So I think I perfectly scienced this, and therefore I'm allowed to carry on. Because I don't think it needs to be she's like injecting oxytocin and endorphins into anyone. I think it really can just be...
What if we're smelling her?
Hey,
she smushes her hand into someone's face.
Yeah, I believe in you.
Outgassing resin. Oh, I feel so much better.
I guess the only thing you could argue is I obviously do use it on the two of you, but you can also
you could use it on anyone.
On anyone. So
why do they care?
Why do they care? But is it just because Infinity's so great?
She's very very lovely. People feel good.
Like charm has to be a coefficient of how well that works. Like of any friendship, you're like, because you can feel close to someone even when they're just a scumbag. You don't care about you because they're charming. So I wonder how that plays into it.
Sometimes
Infinity has
charming,
a very low charisma score.
I feel like there's different kinds of charmingness. Like some people, you're like, they're really charming, but I can feel the sort of danger. I can feel that they like, I shouldn't really
feel the danger. Ooh. Living life
I can think of several
That's dangerous,
people,
man.
Several people that fulfill that criteria.
Me too. Anyway.
We'll name none of them.
We'll name none of them.
But New Science Live is
the house, then you'll know.
Ask me nicely.
Well, thank you very much, Bates. I feel like that was a very fun DnDebrief.
Friendship,
I'm
and
glad
also because we're all friends too. And
so we get 1d4. I feel 1d4.
I give you all 1d4
by that DnDebrief
for a minute, as long as I maintain concentration.
I believe in you. Here, smell my hand.
Smell my hand. Smell my hand. The power of friendship. Smell my hand.
With that, Kevin, take a whiff of this break. We'll be taking just a couple of minutes to get ready for the campaign. We'll be back with the 4th episode, correct, of Chapter 3.
Yep. That's
Yeah,
right.
as we descend further and further into Martin's Bane, and we've got a slight orc problem to deal with. Let's we'll get to that. But we'll be back in a couple of minutes, and go get yourself a drink, get set up because there's some cracking D&D and science on the way. Right, see you in a couple of minutes.
D&D.
Sorry, that was the wrong button. I just want to apologise on air for that. I hit the thank you for watching button, not the BRB button. All right,
Oh, we're back on it. Hi,
we're back on
everyone.
it. Hi, back in a few minutes.
Hello and welcome back, everyone. So we are now here for the exciting Dungeons and Dragons portion of the show. Everyone's looking very shocked. For those of you who can see,
Ali made a face and I didn't know why, so I just started
don't know
making
why.
faces back.
It's very shocking, very surprising. So before we dive in to the ongoing, very exciting adventure, we're just going to very briefly give you a quick recap of who we're playing. I will go first because I'm already speaking. I am playing Tenebris. Tenebris is mechanically a drow, aberrant mind sorcerer. She her pronouns. She has freaky powers. Sorry, getting distracted.
Simon's eating an apple really quickly again, and I hate it when he does this.
I cut Tenebris' scream so you couldn't see me.
Yeah, but
We can see you. It's very distracting.
You're just like, nom, 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 nom.
I'm trying to get through this, okay?
Went mad on this apple. Tenebris is a little bit creepy, to be honest, as a character. Kind of implied last session.
Sure.
When she used her creepy psychic slime ball powers on him.
Used is a strong word. Accidentally let out.
That happened too. We're not talking about that. Emily.
Hi, I'm Emily. I know I play Infinite Sky
Emily.
6000. He's doing it again.
No,
I know
no.
it's on my face,
Everyone,
Simon,
he's
but I
an
know
apple.
he
He is.
He is. Look at him.
Bust him,
What are you
bust
doing? Oh my
him.
god, it's kind of
how
impressive.
he
The
is.
speed.
But
It's
it is-
powers, the
it's like-
apple.
It's
Say
like
something,
when
Simon.
talk right now. It's like when squirrels like shove too much
Yeah.
food in their cheeks, like really quickly.
Tell us about Infinity.
Yeah, Infinity is a terraforming robot who was sent to Braxigantu in order to terraform the planet for human habitation. And well, it looks like she did a pretty good job, but now things are all a bit weird, and she doesn't really remember anything. And now she has the feels which she never had before, which is interesting and sad. Simon, have you finished your apple?
Yes.
Tell us about
Uriel.
your character.
What apple?
Yeah, what apple? Uriel is a character that is absolutely devoid of feels, obviously. Would never have an
Yeah,
emotion
well done.
here.
No.
Uriel uses he, they pronouns and is, in D&D terms, a dwarven monk. In our terms, is a cybernetically enhanced human who has, well, I don't even know what the real world equivalent of this would be, because this is a person who grew up on Martin's Bane, the orbiting shipyard, and that
Exorbiting.
yes, because now it's not orbiting anymore. It buried itself into the ground, and they're currently working through its corpse and and has just reconnected with some members of the same monkish order. Uriel's not in a great place. I mean, he's in a great place because it's Martin's Bane, but just not emotionally. And the reason for that is a certain Mr. Annie Jennings. Dr. Annie Jennings, I mean.
Good save. But you don't have to call me that. You can call me Fate Weaver. Weave the fates of these three individuals together, where once they were separate, now they are intertwined, and we must follow to see what fate they come to. All the things, it seems
How is there any
obvious place to
apple
do it.
left? How is there?
Oh my god, he's
any
still doing it. That's
apple
unbelievable.
left? No! Please tell me tell me you haven't done this for us.
It's not an intro. What's the play button?
So, where were we? Uriel, Tenebris and Infinity were delving deep into the crashed space station of Martinsbane, searching for clues to the energy pulses that are threatening this planet of Braxigantu. Led by Uriel, the part machine monk who worked on this station,
Wrong button.
and with
Shit.
their new cyborg companion, Sahaquiel, they've reached a massive laboratory storage room filled with glass spheres hanging like strings of pearls from the ceiling, all of which contain strange objects and creatures. Blocking their way to the central core of Martinsbane, they now find a group of Armada soldiers, genetically enhanced humans, orcs. And so, we find our party in a large square room. You are on the side of the room which has the exit that you are looking for, but you are all the way over to the left side of that room. In the center, you see 4 figures. You believe them to be orcs. These super soldiers, genetically modified to be stronger, tougher, more powerful than your average human, used by the Armada, in theory, never on a human planet, but here they are. 4 of them stand guard around the ladder that you must climb to continue your journey. What would you like to do?
I believe we're all passed without trace at the moment.
Your
think
scores from
that's
last
true.
time still stand. Your stealth scores.
I don't remember what they
I
were.
got a bajillion.
I think we all...
They're pretty good.
should be pretty good.
So the original
Right.
plan that we came up with last time was to distract them. We were going to release a bunch of test
Yes.
subjects. We tried before, and it was a lab bench. Talking to.
Correct. Okay, well, that's still the plan, right?
Yeah.
Because
Still the plan.
we're now at the side with the horned creature. Is that correct, DM? Fate Weaver?
Yeah, so when you talked to the lab bench last time, it identified 3 creatures which could potentially be viable for you to release into this space. One was a large quadrupedal horned creature, another was some sort of automaton, and the third simply had a question mark. In fact, it was about 8 question marks all after each other.
Ooh, missing number.
I like the idea of the horned creature, I think.
Why not all of them?
Death, I think, is the worry there, Uriel.
We're going up a ladder, right? We're pressing the button, and then we're going up a ladder.
Yes, as long as they don't chase us.
It's a room full of orcs. Like, they're going to have better things to do than worry about little old us.
Do you want to take that gamble?
I want to know what the
why-
8 question marks are.
Yes, that would be good. Can we see the quadrupedal horned creature or the robot or anything in the glass
Make an
spheres?
investigation check.
Investigation. It's only a 10.
Looking up, the glass is clouded. There's many shattered pieces all around you. You see large shapes not far off, but you wouldn't know if they were the creature this is talking about.
Okay. I think let's release one, see what happens, and then we can release another one if we have to. Right?
All right, fine. I don't know what the question mark is. Sure,
Release
okay.
the question mark one then.
Yeah.
Why not all of them? I
Why not all
want
of them?
security.
I also think just create big chaos. Big.
So you think all 3?
I mean, 3's a pretty chaotic number.
I agree. Good
Right.
job, there are 4 of us now.
Can I go and get a interface with a panel that's not a lab bench?
Why?
look
You want the
around
lab
it
bench?
Just to be clear, the lab bench before did offer you the ability.
Yeah.
The lab bench
Creatures.
can do it. It just has to be the right lab bench.
No.
Oh,
in the right
yes, you're
quarter,
right.
yeah.
Sorry. I'll go and I take back my besmirching the name of lab benches. I will go to the nearest lab bench.
And cast talk with.
Yeah, talk with machines /
Lab
talk with
bench.
plants. Hello? Are you active?
Greetings.
Do you have records of inputs of all lab benches on this level?
Affirmative.
Retrieve entry of lab bench in distal quarter relating to release of test subjects.
No, we're in the distal quarter now.
No, distal is a relative term.
Correct. Distal relative term.
I thought it was to do with the space station, like orbital and.
No, that'd be like rimwood or corewood. Like distal just means the bit
okay.
away from us.
Gotcha. Clever.
Information retrieved. Search. Results. Live creatures. In proximal section. Order.
Confirm that there are 3 test subjects capable of release that meet parameters of search.
3 test subjects confirmed. Please reconfirm parameters.
What did we say last?
You said it.
Subjects that would be dangerous to medium-scale humanoids and capable of causing danger and loss of life.
Processing. Processing. Confirmed. Extreme danger. Confirmed.
If it wasn't like the hand interface thing, Uriel would absolutely spin around and be like, "We're on to a winner!"
Oh dear.
Really? Right. So, how far away are we from the ladder?
So you are on the far left of the room. The room is 500 meters wide, so you're approximately 200 meters away from it.
Set a
Can you
timer.
give that to us in
Yeah.
feet, please?
Set a timer.
600 feet.
600 feet. 6 ropes.
We've got a 50-foot rope.
12 belts.
So hang on, right? 200. So we've got to traverse 6 ropes.
Long
Sorry, 6
path.
belts, which means we're going to go
It's going to take a while.
5 minutes.
No, quicker than that.
Yeah, but we're going to be stealthing.
Half speed. Unless we don't stealth once all the chaos happens.
Yeah, but
should
we want to
still
get as close to the ladder as
No,
possible.
we should still stealth, shouldn't we?
And
Let's say
Yeah,
10
we-
minutes.
Yeah, we can wait. We're not.
Yeah.
No rush.
Yes,
They
okay.
see us.
Lab bench. Hello. Sorry. Set timer for 600 seconds. When timer elapses, release all test subjects identified in previous search.
Wait, that's not... No, Uriel, because they're by the stairs, so if we get close to them, they'll see us. Don't we just want them released and then we run to the stairs?
Oh, right. Sorry, I get the layout now. So we want a 5-minute timer then. We want to get most of the way there.
Yeah, let's do...
Yeah.
Yes, 5
Right.
minutes.
Sorry. Cancel that order. Cancel that order. Cancel. Mash Control Z.
Confirmed.
Control that, control that. Please.
Start timer for 300 seconds. When timer elapses, release all test subjects identified in previous search.
Order confirmed. Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, no.
Oh, Uriel's
Uriel, I
best
believe
stat.
in you. I believe in you. I believe in you.
So that's plus.
Oh, I definitely
54.
believe in you.
Is that a guidance that you just gave?
And there's a guidance. I
Persuasion.
touched him on the shoulder.
Can I just smell your hand?
Oh,
a sec?
actually, you know what? Sorry, no, it's not. No, it's not. Because I can't. I had to drop
Oh, you've
bars
got
without
past
trace.
that trace
Yeah, no,
concentration.
I don't.
Ah, no guidance.
There we go.
I can give you a D6 though, if you need it.
I mean, I have rolled. Can I
Yeah, add a D6.
add a d6? Yeah.
The cosmic omen of infinity both gives you. I have not scienced this at all. Oh.
Oh, ha, ha, ha. Sorry. That was a 13.
Better than it could have been.
Much better than it could.
Processing. Please confirm the 2 cells you wish to open.
Ew.
Cannot complete full order of 3. 2. Acceptable.
Got a team. only released 2 of the specimens, though we could go for the quadruped with horns,
Horny quadruped.
the bunch of question marks, or the robot.
I would personally go horny quadruped, and
I
would like to know what the question marks are.
Yeah. Question mark means chaos. Chaos is what we're going for.
Yes, but it could also be very, very bad.
For us or them.
Maybe both.
Right. Are we agreed on
Wait,
horny?
Zachria, do you know anything about any of the creatures in here?
Well, we're not only allowed in here.
Oh, okay. Just wondering if you'll be useful at all. Okay. Fancy.
Come a time, there'll come a time.
Okay.
I just love the idea of a Scouse engineer just like, you know anything about this? And they're like, I haven't got a fucking clue. Like,
That was a bad Scouse accent.
I can't do a Scouse accent.
But you tried, and that's the important thing, and I appreciated that.
I didn't. It was bad.
Fuck off.
What I can tell you, love, is that they
Um,
were very keen that we shouldn't come in here. So
Right.
whatever they've got, I can't imagine it's going to be that
Right.
nice.
I vote for horny quadruped and question mark.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it.
That's it. Sorry,
Let's see.
didn't Sharmony. Specify the subject with the quadrupedal subject and the subject of which we know very little.
Confirmed. Quadruped and unknown subject. Released in 500. 499.
Oh, 300.
498.
It was
200.
It was 300.
Confirmed.
I cannot count.
Right, let's go. Go.
Crabs.
So shame.
Let's go. Right, thank you very much. Sorry for what's about to happen.
Thank you, and apologies for the error. Please tell no one. And,
Oh no! Oh,
Now, roll me another stealth check as you attempt to cover this ground.
And
Now,
to
how
10.
far? So how close are
And
you
a 10.
going? Because in 5 minutes, you can easily make up that whole distance.
Yeah, I think we.
It's
we-
dark in here, right?
Yeah. No, there was
Glowing
some
walls.
lights.
Suffused with
Yeah.
this greenish light, greenish
Okay.
orange light.
I think we should get as close as we can, as long as we're
Is there anywhere nearby
to
them?
hide.
Yeah, is there anywhere to hide, basically?
Can
Is
we,
there
like, duck
anywhere, right,
behind
we'll just
some, like,
go behind
stuff?
that box that's attached to the wall?
So there are kind of pieces of lab equipment all along the sides of the room. I mean, obviously there's the benches throughout, and there are these kind of hanging globes that are the size of a person. Some of them are even bigger.
Should we try and get
So, yeah.
within 90 feet?
I think that's good. I mean, well, because we can sprint.
3 rounds.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no less.
Yes.
Because we can dash. 120
But
feet.
we can't
2 rounds.
stealthy dash. So yeah,
True.
that sounds good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that sounds
So-
good. Within
90
90,
or 120?
you can-
90 feet, yeah.
90 feet.
So you're going 90 feet from them.
Yeah, but like not in a direct line, like around the edge, yeah?
Yeah.
And then hiding
So trying
behind
to-
some.
Yeah,
Staying
trying to
in
do it
shadows,
stealthily.
kind of. Yeah.
So we still got past
You're
without
about-
trace, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Now, everybody roll me a stealth check.
Add 10 to whatever your modifier is. Probably.
23.
What a natural 20 for a total of 34.
Nice, nice. I got a 29.
What, 23, Uriel?
Yeah.
Pass Without Trace is a baller spell.
Yeah, this is powerful.
It's so OP. All right. Let me just.
Oh my God, this
maths
music.
here.
It's going to be useful that we're all stealth.
This is
the
when the Dark
dinosaur
Souls
and
boss.
the mystery alien comes to attack us.
All right. You huddle down behind these wrecked and broken and smashed pieces of equipment, moving between them like shadows. Infinity, the projection that you are throwing over people makes your friends almost invisible to you. All you hear is the soft hiss of your noise cancellation, and for a second you almost feel like you're alone in this massive vaulted lab complex.
Oh no. Friends?
As you approach, you feel like you are well hidden. That these 4 figures don't catch sight of you. And as you're getting closer and closer, you start to get a better look at them. What you see are tall, massively well-muscled. They wear combat suits, black, very tightly fitted. You can see that there's extreme mobility within them. You see a few iron bands around key parts of the muscles, places where they could inject stimulants in for a crucial piece of mid-fight advantage. You see their faces, though, warped and twisted by the modification.
I was fully expecting you to pull an Ali Jennings on us there and say that they're like little Girl Scouts. We've just put in massive harm's way. Like...
Oh no, yeah. Hi guys. Friends. Would you like to find my cook?
Is that a dinosaur?
So you watch. The time ticks down. 3, 2, 1. You hear from above you and to the right, so past them from you, you hear this. And first you hear the sound of some sort of liquid hitting the floor from some height, and then you hear
Dino.
Like big heavy things aren't designed to survive falls. Like,
His poor
like,
thing's just crumpled.
Just jumps and dies.
I'm really worried about the size of it and the height of that.
I come across a Triceratops just with its neck bent.
Oh no.
Just landed badly.
Sad.
look to the right. Everyone looks to the right, and you see a massive bull-like creature, entirely plated in metal. You see rising off them a sort of fog of smoke and steam, and for a second you see the glowing internal of their eyes, vast horns as they turn, and you hear from across the room, you hear another noise.
Oh, I'm so worried about this.
A pause. And then nothing.
Hate. We've ruined everything. Oh god. Ali's now tearing up sheets of the campaign to be like, you've released an eldritch horror on the world.
Watch as in front of you, the orcs, they turn, they look, and you see them immediately hit battle stance. If you've ever seen a Greek phalanx, essentially what happens is two of them go down on one knee, holding out what look like large bayonet-like metallic rods. Behind them, two stand, whipping out large guns of some sort. They rest them on the shoulders of the people crouched in front. You hear a shout, 8, 7, now! A volley rings out.
They haven't left.
They're distracted though. Let's slowly move up.
This shape starts barreling towards these 4 people. Another shot rings out. Okay, in this moment, as this happens, what would you like to do? You are still
stealthily go there.
Advance stealthily.
That's where they are, and that's where the bull monster is charging at.
Yep, if we do it.
Okay.
I can potentially do something.
Okay, let's go halfway there stealthily. No one will notice that. Fine.
We'll do our movement there as close as we can.
You move towards it. You are moving. As you move, you see the creature pounding, trampling towards these 4. They are holding the line with intent gaze. Another volley of shots ring out.
Okay, so we've gone 30 feet. We're now 60 feet away from all this nonsense.
You are now 60 feet away. You can see that in the next 6 seconds, in the next round, this creature, which is taking shots, off its metal hide, it is going to collide with these 4 individuals, and they are still holding. What are you going to do?
Do it.
So we've got another go.
Yeah, we can get another 30
Yeah, it's going to hit
feet.
them. So yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's do
Another
30.
30 feet. We're now 30 feet away from all of it. This is great.
30 feet away.
Everyone go in front of me.
Okay.
Okay, at this point, I need you all to roll initiative.
Come on, baby.
Okay.
Follow me now. Yes.
All this music.
22 for Uriel.
18 for Infinity. Oh, my pen's not working. It's not a good time.
Tenebris?
I got an 8.
Alright.
It's stressing me out.
It's like Dune.
2 from Uriel, correct?
No, 22.
22. So, excellent. So, you all 4 realize that with your head start that you've got on this encounter, you are moving faster. You are more quick to work out what's going on than the other 2 sort of like sets of than either the orcs or this creature. So you were the first to move, which means that essentially you have a microsecond before the impact of this creature on these orcs. You're 30 feet away.
And
what are you going to do?
Can I just confirm that they are right in front of the ladder, and that we
Could we get behind them to the ladder?
Yeah. So you could.
We could only get to the base of the ladder, and then we'd be hit by a ball.
They have formed themselves in a line, so you could, in theory, try and sort of sneak around the back of the line. But yeah,
How close is the line to the ladder? Like 5 feet away, 20 feet away, right by it.
Away.
And like the ball is gonna like hit it. Like, let's go. We could go 15 feet closer this round. Hope they don't see us, and then.
Or is there an advantage to just holding our action until we see everything
bull
play out?
Yeah, if they get taken out by the bull, we're going to have to deal with bull.
The bull hasn't seen us. No one has seen us. We're
True.
very
Okay, yeah.
Okay. What are you guys going to do?
I think
I
hold
level
action.
15. Oh, hold, yeah.
Honestly, I think you...
Okay, hold
I
our
haven't
action.
got much. I haven't got much.
If we see a... So the thing is that the action we can hold is the dash action, right? We can't hold movement.
Right.
We can hold 30 feet of flat out running.
I've got
which
35.
would only get us to the bottom of the ladder, and then we're at the bottom of the ladder with the ball.
I've got 35.
You
so
can
does
get
that
5
mean
feet
I
up
can
the
get
ladder.
5
Yeah, but I mean,
feet
the
up the ladder?
alternative is getting that bit closer, and the closer we are to the bottom of the ladder, the more likely the bull is to attack them and then us.
Yes, yeah, it is, yeah.
So we
I
just
think-
stay where we are.
I think. Wait.
Just stay where we are. I don't think we should run in until
Okay.
our
Fine.
next turn, until we can do more.
All right. Okay, so you're staying with her. You're not even holding.
I'm
your
going
action.
to bonus action cast Shillelagh.
Okay, and that will break your concentration.
No,
on
it
this.
won't.
Ah,
It's not a concentration spell.
Excellent. So with that, you all hold and wait. This creature smashes into these 4 orcs and
He's rolling a lot of dice.
and
I had lots of
then
dice.
Just
I like lots of dice. Lots of dice is
When
good.
he's rolling them. Although I guess in this instance it is good when he's rolling.
Yeah, for once we're like, that's how it feels.
But also we don't want the bull to like fully kill them. We want to like drag them to the other side of the room.
Yeah.
That'd be great, yeah. All the while, somewhere in here, there's something. we don't know
Something
what it
else.
is or where it is.
That was so
Great.
stupid. We should have
Great.
definitely done
No.
that.
This is science.
No,
this
this
is
is-
Dungeons and Dragons and science. And the first step of science is fuck around.
Fuck around and
Then
find
we
out.
find
Yeah.
out, then we write it down.
If we live.
the first thing that you see this huge metallic ball smashes into the front line, hits the first of these orcs, and crushes them instantly under their feet. It turns around, throws the corpse to the left and out, and it lands not too far from you. At this point, the other three turn and they start to hack and slash at this creature. And then, okay, what do you guys want to do?
Our turn.
Yeah.
I think we should. If we aren't stealthing, do we still get past without a trace, but we get disadvantage on stealth? How does that work? Like if we aren't going half movement.
Yes, you'd get disadvantage on stealth if you went full
But
movement.
plus 10
But
still.
you still get the plus 10.
exactly.
Yeah.
And they're very distracted, so it'd be their passive.
Yeah.
I think we
I think
should,
we should do it.
run our full movement to the bottom of the ladder and then use our action to start climbing.
I think that's a very good idea.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Ali smiled. I don't like it.
Just do it. It's because he's proud of us.
Oh, thanks.
I'm so proud of you. Okay, guys. So, roll another set of stealth checks then. This time with disadvantage.
Disadvantage plus 10.
So disadvantage, but plus.
You
10
still
as
get
well.
past without tracing.
Yep.
Right. Oh, nat 20.
Oh, I had a nat 20. Oh. So it's still good though.
Yeah, that's
25.
21.
21.
21.
21.
How's
and
the Hackriel doing?
She rolled a 15. That brings you guys to 21 overall. You moving. It's like you're walking through a room where someone else is having sex, and you're like, gotta get out of this room.
Common situation for Ali.
Do not relate to this.
Creeping really quietly. They don't notice me.
Right next to you. Fire! Hold! And you. You make it to the base of the ladder and you start to climb, the four of you. Who is leading the way?
Oh, would you look at that? I'm impaled.
We'll go first.
Uriel at the front.
Yeah.
Then
Uriel, Tenebris, the Hackriel, me.
Yeah.
As you climb,
Here it is.
Look up and you see something on the wall.
Oh.
On the wall, in the same direction but diagonally to the side of the entranceway that you're making for. Uriel, you see it first. It's kind of strange looking. You remember back to some meals that you had in the canteen on Martin, Spain, and sometimes they would shape the paste into little sort of like can shapes, little sort of puddings. But this is jet black and moving down the wall towards you, and it's big. It is a big black pudding, and it is coming for you.
There was a little bit of room, but
These are bad, man.
It's very bad.
These are really bad.
Straight forest. Do you know what it is? No,
Right.
you don't.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
it's black
So,
pudding.
so we are on a ladder. There is presumably an exit some distance above us, and this thing is on the wall. How far away?
So this thing is about. So essentially, this thing is at the level of the exit that you're headed for, but it's lateral to it, and it's coming down towards you. So it's moving diagonally towards you, but it's not on the ladder. It's moving sort of straight down the wall. And currently, you have 60 feet of ladder left to climb.
What would you say its velocity was per turn?
It's moving pretty slowly, but it is close to you.
Okay, if we try and attack it at range, that's going to draw attention to us.
But it might give us time to get away.
Might give us time. I am probably I've got a feeling that Uriel's Sun Fury stuff is probably going to be effective against it. Radiant
I won't say anything because I know this creature, but
You mean Ali?
yeah,
I know this creature.
I know the D&D creature if it's what I think it is, which it sounds very heavily like it is. I will say most creatures in D&D aren't. It takes a lot for them to be like take extra damage.
Oh, okay. It's not
a thing.
Pokemon.
It's not a normal thing. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Immunities is regular, but not the other way around.
Okay. Well, if it's going slowly, I think our best bet is just to try and make up ground now.
Yeah.
And not draw attention to ourselves.
How far away from us would you say it was?
60 feet.
60 feet away. Okay.
But it is just lateral to this door.
So it's 60 feet
Got
up,
you.
and then there's a certain lateral distance, so it's slightly more than 60. Is Pythagoras. Science.
Yeah.
Not a real,
do
almost
it?
certainly not invented by Pythagoras. Pythagoras may have been an invented person. Fun bit of science history.
Didn't know that.
I think there was a cult that sprung up around a Pythagorean person, but there's some debate about
What are
whether
you
they were
doing,
actually.
Uriel?
Uriel, make it
Go up the ladder.
Okay, you climb. Still trying to be stealthy, so you still have that same stealth roll. So down below you, the battle still rages. You see another black-clad figure get trampled beneath these massive metallic feet. And as you reach the top of the ladder, Uriel, you feel something lash out at you.
Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Yeah.
And you feel a terrible burning across your skin. You feel the metallic parts of your components suddenly start to fizz and bubble. And actually, well, before that, let's just see if that actually happens. What's your armor class?
15.
But as it's reaching out for you, you manage to flip yourself onto the other side of the ladder. Now you're just holding on to it with your one metallic arm.
So action hero, I love it.
Yeah.
On the side of it, and you just escape the range of this throbbing, strange pseudopod that's reaching over the ladder. And you can now reach up and pull yourself up onto the ledge, which is where the door is. Underneath you, let me just check whose go is next. Yes.
Yeah, we didn't think
You
of
see
this.
You see Saharquil. She climbs. Uriel, something's happening to the ladder. You see, the ladder itself starts to fizz, and it starts to lose part of its
Very clever, Ali
integrity.
Jennings. Very clever. Really, really quite proud of you, but very clever. Well done.
So Saharquil is now, following the rest of the party, going to try and climb over this corroding piece of metal. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a strength. Essentially, it's a strength saving throw for the ladder.
Oh, right, okay.
And every time someone goes through it, it's going to get harder and it's going to get more corroded. So right now, it has to be a 5.
Okay.
It's an 18. So Hartwheel climbs over it. Her hands are starting to kind of fizz as well. She pulls herself up onto the ladder, and you can see that the half of her that is metal has little drips and drops of corrosion on it, starting to turn green in the light. And next, underneath Saharquil, is Infinity.
I'll keep
What are you
going.
doing?
I'll climb.
You climb. As you climb, you reach this corroded piece of ladder, and you see the wisps of smoke hanging off it. And it now has to roll an 8 or higher.
Oh, it rolls, not me.
Yeah, no, it rolls. That's cocked. That's an 11. You make it pulling away, and you can feel underneath your hands this ladder is starting to give and shake, and and as you push yourself up on the final rung, the rung bends and sags beneath your weight. Now, Tenebris, the final person. What are you going to do?
Can I just check? Is the thing still a little distance away, even though it could reach out with a tentacle?
It's very close.
Oh, it's very
Like,
close.
it's
So
within-
It's here now. Okay. In that case, I will just climb then.
You look up and you see this ladder. It's looking in bad shape, but you decide to give your weight to it anyway. It has to pass an 11. So 11 or higher.
Is that wrong?
That's a 16. Put your weight to it. Your foot slips through it, but you catch yourself and you pull yourself up. And now, the creature. And as you all stand on the edge of this door, Sir Hartquill pressing, frantically trying to open the door itself, you see around the side of the door the black ooze start to slip and slide towards you as this creature slides around to the inside of the door and starts to fill the space around your feet. You all take 1d8's worth of acid damage.
Acid damage is a thing?
Do we roll that ourselves?
No, sorry, I rolled it.
Well, if it was poison, I could do something about it.
That's 8 points of damage.
Aww.
Boo! Get new dice!
You suck, Ali.
Actually, no,
16, that was great. Thanks.
Yeah. All the rolling up to this point was great. Keep that dice.
And then it's now it's a sort of thigh length like bog around you, and then one part of it starts to morph into something larger, and it reaches out and it towards you, Infinity.
Pseudopods. Bring it.
And that's a 12 to hit. Does that hit?
Hits, yeah.
Your
That's
AC
my
is-
armor class. Yeah, I don't have armor.
12. Shit. Our AC's 12.
Oh, do you have?
Take
No, I do have armor, but shit.
8 points of bludgeoning damage, and then
Do I have reactions? Doodah. Not really. Okay,
I don't have a relevant action to help you.
that's fine.
18 points of acid damage.
Okay. A lot of damage very quickly.
Your metal coating hisses and corrodes, and you feel your joints seizing up as this puddle around you starts to rise and rise, climbing up all of your legs. At this point, you hear beep, 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 beep. The door opens to Hartquill. We've got to go now.
I
And
could not agree more.
Uriel's
Yeah.
turn.
Dive through that door.
Running. I assume it gets an
all,
opportunity attack, but I don't know. If it used it already.
Yeah, so you all use this turn to dive through, and then who is the last person to go? It's Tenebris. Tenebris, as you leave, it rolls a natural 1. It swipes out towards you. You roll in the air, and the doors close behind you.
Is it all on the other side?
There's just a tiny little bit of black ooze that just slides down the door, sits there, hissing gently.
Can I cast Produce Flame, which is a cantrip,
Burn it!
and just burn it?
Oh my gosh.
Make an attack roll with it.
It sizzles out of existence, and you are left in the silent corridor, one step closer to your goal. And with that, we'll take a quick break.
Ow.
Yes, very good.
Yep. That's
Ow.
Ow.
Seal.
We're gonna go take a short rest, and we'll be back in.
That'd be nice.
That's what I think. I propose that's what we call these mid-game breaks. Actually, we'll take a
short rest.
Let's take a short rest and go get yourself a drink or go get a pee. That doesn't make sense.
Go get a pee.
And we'll be
Have a
back
pee, please, Bob.
after we've rolled our hit dice. See you in a couple of minutes.
So, we left our party having just escaped a scene of chaos behind them. They are now stood in another one of these connecting hallways. And Saharquiel, your new companion, turns to you. You can see the flecks of corrosion that this acid has left on her and the dirt and the filth that's been smeared across her metallic side. Look, we're close now. There's just one more room, I think, that we're going to have to go through. It's one of the control rooms, and then we'll be there in the central chamber of the temple. You remember it, Uriel?
I can't believe that the Armada would be keeping stuff like that here. I'd never known that they kept subjects like that. This was just a... What else were they doing here?
I just don't know. I don't like to admit it, but it makes me angry, Uriel. Angry that we would never told.
It makes me... Uriel stops themselves before they say angry. I would rather that we knew all the operating parameters of this station too. Perhaps we can get some answers when we get to Minerva.
I hope we can, yes. Come on, let's... You remember the way, right?
Yeah, normally.
And then she leads you both.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself while that happens. Send my nanobots in.
Great.
I had a heal.
7.
You do this as you walk. You're passing through one of these larger access tunnels, and then you take a right into one of the smaller connecting tubes. You force your way through it, and this, as you're going, you can see eruptions in the kind of material that's making these tubes up, and earth is spilling through. You walk and you walk, and then you come out into what seems like a monitoring control station. It's a room about maybe 50 feet wide, filled with banks and banks of different machines, various different kinds of complexity. It seems to have been quite well cushioned from the fall. Many of them seem to be intact, and at the front of this room you see a large plate window. There doesn't appear to be anyone else in here.
The Hackwheel, before we go into the temple, could you got any nanites on you? I don't want to go in and seen and be weak.
Uriel, there is nothing weak about you. And she puts her hand
So
on
the
you.
biological.
She puts her hand onto your biological hand, and she casts Cure Wounds at 2nd level, which gives you... Hold up. Want to tell me off the top of the head what that gives you? Maybe Infinity, do you know?
Oh, sorry. It's 1d8. It'll be 2d8 plus spellcasting modifier.
Excellent.
If I did it, it would be 2d8 plus 1d4 plus my spellcasting modifier, but I didn't do it, so you'll have to have it from there. You have issues.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
What is it with me and dice rolls? Go on.
It's a 9.
Oh,
Better than nothing.
I got that with my level 1 cure wounds. When I did that. In fact, I got more.
Your
Infinity does not say
I don't know.
that. She looks
So
sad though.
you are-
Infinity goes cloudy.
are all stood in this room. It's got very, very low lighting, so all you can see is just from this golden glimmer that's coming from these plate glass frontage windows, and around you just the occasional light of a machine interface that's still on.
Can I go up to the window?
you approach the window, and in front of you, you see what you remember as the massive form of Minerva. This colossal being. You see a face of unimaginable beauty. You're above this figure, looking out over this massive room, and the figure is stretched out along the axis of it, and their massive wings unfurl to distances of what looks like thousands of meters, kilometers wide. These massive wings, a huge, beautiful face. But you can also see that where the body is, parts are still open. You can see massive gashes where the machinery inside is open to the elements. You can see ladders and bits of equipment still in position that have been forming and creating this being. And you see behind that, at around the stomach level, this massive humanoid shape, a vast sheet of metal has cleft into, completely severing this creature. You hear Sir Hartquill behind you just gasp. The golden light that you can see comes from the eyes of this being, looking out blankly, it seems to you, up at the ceiling. And one last thing. As you look and look, you see something on her face. Crawling specks of black.
Uriel, legs are decoupled and falls to his knees and.
Uriel.
God, what's?
Infinity will go over. Uriel.
I can't. This isn't right. But like, they open their eyes and they are wet with tears. We failed.
Uriel, you didn't do anything. This has nothing to do with you.
We failed. All of us. We must have fallen astray for this to happen. How can this Hartquill? What? How could this happen?
You look over and Sir Hartquill is doubled over. Tears, silent tears, running down her face.
How could they forgive us? Well, you'd never measure up to them. Not now. Not certainly not now.
Sir Hartquill reaches over and holds the back of your head and turns it to face hers. And you can see that the bionic eye is almost losing control of the focus, but the single human eye is completely set on yours, and you see behind it a roiling rage. And now, for the first time that you've known her, there is no attempt to hide it. Nothing like that. She grips the back of your head. We must avenge this.
Can
Right.
Sorry.
We've got to make them pay. If we release the taint from her, maybe she'll forget. Maybe we can still ascend. We've all got to die.
Can Infinity look out the window and can she see the things that are moving?
Yes, you can. You can see those black specks moving on the face of this goddess.
Do they look like Armada, or do they look like something else?
Roll a perception check.
27.
This is, as you focus in, this is not the same armada creatures that you fought before, the same genetically modified people. What you see startles you. These people are cyborgs, like Uriel. And in fact, with a 27, you see tattooed on the backs of their necks barcodes.
Uriel, it's your people. They're alive.
How?
They survived. We can get them out, Uriel.
Aquil, I thought that you were the only ones left. Why?
We were the only ones left. They all died. They never came. I don't understand.
Uriel, we came here to find survivors.
They're not my people.
What do you mean? They've got the same tattoos as you.
There's no way that we would have lost contact with that many people. They would have found. We've got to get down there. We've got to find out what's happening.
Is there anything else that anybody wants to do in this space before you all follow Sir Hartquill and Uriel down into the main chamber?
Is anyone hurt? Tenebris, are you okay?
There's like I got some acid. Like it's
Yeah.
a little bony.
I'll heal you for 15 if you need that much.
No, I don't need that much, but
There you
thank
go.
you.
Have it.
Can I seeing the can I sort of vaguely see the specs that are people that Infinity is talking about?
You can all see the specs, and Infinity has described to you, I assume, what
Yeah.
she's seen.
Can I reach out telepathically and try and say hi to them? I'm casting sending.
It's far too. I mean, what's the distance on sending? It's
so I don't-
120 feet.
No, sending is anywhere. It's just that I don't know them, so I'm not familiar with them as individuals. So it's just a matter of whether seeing them, even as a spec, is enough to kind of target
yeah.
one.
I think you can certainly reach out and see if you get a response. You can throw it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you cast sending, and you reach out with your mind, and nothing. There is nothing.
If they're alive, we have to go down there. We have to help them. Uriel, maybe there's something to be done.
What has to be done is getting Minerva back to rights and fixing her.
Well, we're not going to do that from here, are we?
Let's get down there.
Towards the exit door. You move into a small lift. Sir Hartquill punches the buttons. You can see she's breathing heavily now, almost as though a massive weight has been lifted from her, whilst at the same time another emotional weight is crushing her, but physically she is alive. This lift takes you down and down and down for what feels like eternity, and then it shakes. The doors open, and you are in front of this creature. And from this close, with nothing between you and it, you feel a raw power emanating from the body of it. You are near one of the wings, which has fallen onto the floor. You could climb up this wing, and that would take you along the shoulder, along the collarbone, and eventually towards the face where you saw these creatures.
Not worthy of this. Forgive me, Minerva, I must. Climb onto the wing.
Before Tenebris moves, I'm going to put my hand on her shoulder and just sort of turn to her and say, please, please be careful. and I'll cast guidance on Tenebris.
On Tenebris's. On Tenebris.
On Tenebris.
You all move forward. You're walking over the wings of this creature, and it's strange. Underneath your feet, Infinity, you feel... It almost feels like down, a softness, but it's metallic. It's impossible to describe. You think of all the creatures you've seen, it emulates it better. You push forward. Underneath your touch, Uriel, you reach down, you can't help yourself. You run your hands along these statuesque shoulder muscles as you pass. They're like hills, ridges underneath your feet, underneath your hands as you scrape along it, and again you feel this incredible sensation. And then you approach, walking along the collarbone, you look up. You can walk up the neck as the head lolls to one side. You are walking onto the face of this deity, and Tenebris, you feel through the colony, you feel an incredible rush of power. Everything that you touch around here is suffused with it, and you step up onto the face of your god, Uriel. In front of you, you see figures. Uriel, now from this distance, you recognize them as your brothers and sisters. You see, walking around on the face of Minerva, you see Mitria, you see Anush, Sharamil, and yet their movement is almost robotic, purposeful, but at the same time, you look over to them and they look straight through you as they move, and you don't know what it is they're doing, but they all seem set on one place. They are heading towards Minerva's head, towards her forehead, just above the center of her eyes.
Uriel tries to call out to them, calling out names, and what are you doing? Why didn't you contact the others? What's going on?
Nothing. No response.
I feel like I know the answer to this, but I feel like I also have to know the answer to find out the answer to this. Can I cast Detect Thoughts?
You can on one of these.
Yeah, on someone
people?
who's passing. Who's passing? Yeah.
You cast Detect Thoughts, and you pick up the surface thoughts. And what you get is a single word. And it's dig.
I'm gonna probe deeper. I might as well. Not sure I'm gonna get much more, but wisdom.
You try to probe deeper, and you see that the person who you've tried to do it sort of shakes a little, turns almost towards you as though something new has entered their mind, and then snaps back to what they were doing and keeps moving. They're all headed towards this one place.
They want to dig. I feel like they're still in there, but they only want one thing. They want to dig.
Maybe.
They'd want to help Minerva, but we've got to see what they're trying to do.
Okay.
Head towards the center of Minerva's eyes, hidden from your view at the moment by the cresting brow of her nose. You move over her cheeks, over her lips. You get closer and closer. Suddenly, you all hear, and the whole body suddenly shivers. This massive angelic creature. Everybody roll a strength saving throw.
Oh, okay. 18.
19.
Woohoo, 17.
Oh, let's go, team.
No.
The corners, the ridges of her cheekbones shiver underneath you. It's like an earthquake, but you all manage to keep your footing and you move on, and now you see where these figures are walking towards. You see, burrowed into the center of Minerva's forehead, a black hole where the skin of this god has been torn apart, and you see figures pulling apart with their hands, digging their way into the head of this god.
What are you
As you
doing?
approach, nothing. You get closer and closer. Now, you are standing just at the eyebrow line. This hole is being made in the center of the forehead. You are 60 feet away at this point. You see the hole being dug. You see these figures, your friends, Uriel, digging it. And you see some sort of construction sticking out, almost at a lopsided angle, a kind of metallic spike that is poking out of the hole in Minerva's forehead. And in front of it, you see a small, dark figure, different to all the ones you've seen so far.
Would Uriel know from the text, if there's anything specific about Minerva's forehead?
Right, are they trying
Roll
to
a
sleep
history
her or
check.
something? Like, is that what's happening?
I don't think that digging is good for our brain.
Unless, she's
16.
just in the forehead and
16.
the rest of it's just like a shell.
Minerva is the goddess of wisdom and war. Her power comes largely from her strategic ability, and you know that the source of that is indeed located in her forehead. It gives her the powers, the unique powers that she has as a god, or would have had. But you don't know any more than that.
Uriel, what do we do?
Uriel's just going to take off towards the figure.
Uriel!
Running, we go. Oh well.
Are you all following?
Is the hack wheel following?
Yeah, so Hackwill is
Yeah, I'll
right
follow,
behind
yeah.
Uriel.
Yeah, I'll follow.
You pound across the skin, running past these figures, till you are right behind this dark, cloaked figure. They turn, and they look you straight in the eye, Uriel. A white face, bald, the skin hanging off it, grey. You see the rope-like tendons of their arms. You see scar marks, long, raking surgical scars, all the way up their arms, across their neck, down across their face. You see all of this, and then you hear a rasping voice.
What are you
One
doing?
of the monks. Welcome. You are not dead. Tell
What?
me, how does it feel to see your god laid out on a surgical table?
God. This God is made, not begotten. We could build it with the... What are you doing with her?
I could not explain it to you if I wanted to, brother of the cog. Does it feel good? Does it feel nice to finally touch your beloved Minerva again?
You're just going to open up the weapon from their arm, pointed at them, What are you doing with Minerva?
Careful now. Let's not do anything we might regret.
You may have already done that.
Life. There's some life left in her now, brother. And he... sorry, I said he. That's not correct. It is... From what you can see, you wouldn't be able to classify this person. They reach out and they touch a button on the panel on this machine behind them. And the whole of Minerva shakes again. Roll another strength saving throw.
Natural 20.
A synthetic 20.
Tenebris.
Oh, wait, what happened?
Strength saving throw.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm not good at those. Oh, no, that's fine. 13.
All catch your feet again as the shivers cross Minerva's face. And for a second, this scarred patchwork face turns towards you, Infinity. How fascinating. And they reach out to touch you.
I'll cast Shillelagh. I wouldn't.
Wouldn't you? How would you? There's so much. What an interesting group you all are. Let me ask you, have you been looking for me long?
I don't even know who you are.
I don't know who you are either. So how quill do you know who they are?
No, I don't. It surprises me, child. Looks towards you, Tenebris, with all the powers you have. Maybe you would at least have some idea. And they reach in and you can feel them delve into your thoughts, into your memories, as they twist and dive into the caves where you once... Roll a wisdom saving throw.
That's fun, right?
What if I don't want to?
You don't have to.
No, I do.
No, you do. Tenebris do the same.
11.
Your memories, your childhood, your pain, and it sits, this force, and it watches them, and you feel 1,000 metallic spiders run and cross your soul. It sucks back. I see why you're here. Shame. The creature turns, punches a button on the machine. The sound of drilling. Everybody roll initiative.
18.
Oh, 6.
– 15.
I don't have time to write notes on this. This is too quick.
I've got like not many.
See Minerva walk on her face. What does that mean, Simon?
Was it
I mean, that's
was it
quite clear.
6 or 16?
6 for me.
6, got it. Hold up. This is going to take a little while.
Oh, good.
Rebuilding initiative for every one of the cultists.
Do them all at once. Do it at once. It's better.
Alrighty.
I bought an
So-
initiative tracker the other day. I'm not using
What
it.
does that
which is-
mean?
It's just a little thing where you can write names and you can rearrange them on it. Like I just
Oh.
got, it's just like a little bit of wood with some little things that stick in and out, so you can.
Yeah, little. Yeah. Oh.
More for home games, but yeah.
There's a moment as this machine starts to twist and burrow its way deeper into the forehead of Minerva. You look to see what's happening, and What's everybody's passive perception?
18.
Less than Infinity's. 13.
12.
The figure's gone.
Yeah.
Then
Shit, they're stealthy. Okay.
Tenebris.
Means they were first as well.
I go?
Isn't Uriel first?
No.
Oh no.
I think that's going to
Oh,
hit.
no.
What's your AC?
Vertigo.
Oh.
13.
You know what? It doesn't even matter. I'm sorry to say. So, you take.
Me, it doesn't even matter.
Because I would take half damage anyway.
Auto hit.
Hang on. 13 plus 8. Somebody do the maths. 21.
21, yeah.
Plus 12.
33.
33. Plus 10.
43.
So 43. You take 43 points of damage,
Yeah.
of which 33 of that is poison damage, if that makes any difference.
It doesn't. I've got 1 hit point left. What does it feel like? Where is this coming from?
Yeah. Do we see them if they fire or something?
So, this figure disappears. And as it's happening, you realise that the figures around you are forming almost like a kind of wall, almost like a sort of forest of these monks. And then one of them seems to split into, and Tenebris, you feel just the soft sliding of metal up through your back, between your ribs, and the point of a blade. And as your heart beats, it pushes itself into that point before it's gone, and you feel the blood just flow out of you. Your clothes are becoming heavy. They're sopping wet almost instantly as the wound starts to burn.
I'm
Uriel.
gonna just collapse onto the ground in pain.
Uriel, it's your turn. You can see the figure, this figure behind Tenebris now, and you can hear in the background of this machine.
So is the control panel still within the ring that's forming?
Let's just lay out how this battlefield looks like. You are 10 feet away from this machine. Around you in a circle are 8 of these monks, your friends, Uriel, and behind, and you are all bunched up in a 4. I'm assuming, unless you want to be anyway different.
Yeah, we would be.
We would have done, yeah.
And the cloaked figure with the scars is behind Tenebris right now, and all of the monks are 30 feet away from you.
So they're in a circle around us, 30 feet away.
Yeah.
And where is the hole in relation to that? To the side or within
so
the
hole
circle?
is where the drill. So okay, I see. So
Yeah.
They are around the drill as well. So
it's like drill and us in the center with them in a circle around.
yeah, you are 10 feet from the drill, but yes,
Cool.
And there was a control panel that this person used.
there was. Yeah.
Yeah, Uriel is absolutely consumed by rage, and hatred. They're not gonna go and try and do anything with the control panel. They're gonna try and attack this person. I believe that once per long rest, I can cast Hex.
Great.
Do it.
So I think
What does that do?
So it means it's an additional 1d6 necrotic damage whenever I hit the target with an attack.
Nice.
But it's like
So
a
it's bonus action, right? I think.
so it's malware basically.
So you're going to use your bonus action to cast Hex, which is malware, and I love that.
It's good. Very good.
And
You give them disadvantage on something as well, I think.
let's see. Sorry. Also, choose one ability when you cast the spell. The target has disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability.
Austerity. You hear whispered on the wind.
Well, I feel like having something that makes them just interferes with their mechanical systems would be what Uriel would probably choose.
Right.
So yeah,
What a good idea! What a great idea.
interfering with decks. And if the target drops to 0 hit points, you can use.
You can move it onto someone else.
Oh, I
basically.
see. Right. Yeah. Sure. So yeah, I don't need to roll anything for that. It's like a blurt of code that goes out.
You feel it reach out and burrow its way into this figure.
And yeah, I guess immediately. Oh, actually, if I try and do a ranged attack, is it gonna hit Tenebris? Is there the possibility of it hitting Tenebris?
No, you can easily maneuver yourself into a position where you can do it.
Sure. So then I'll use the Radiant Sunbolt as my attack. Now it's a special ranged spell attack. Do I get 2 attacks because I get 2 attacks per action, or is that just melee attacks?
Hang on, say that again.
Because I get 2 attacks per action, and for my action I can use Radiant Sunbolt. So does that mean I could? But because it's a ranged attack.
No, so it's an action, so you get 1 of those. But if you use your action to punch, you get 2 of those.
I see. Right. And oh yeah, well, he's right next to Tenebris, right? So he's very close.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Then I'll just go wailing.
Not wailing.
Sorry, not
Fighting
wailing. The
stance.
RPGeeks do not condone wailing.
Yeah.
Official statement. Yeah, go in and go for the old 1-2 punch.
Excellent, roll to hit.
So it is 17,
Yeah, that hits.
and that's right. So it's 2d6 plus 3. So that's 9 points of damage for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And the second attack,
So,
a 12. To hit.
that misses. Your first one cracks him across, cracks this figure across the jaw. Your second one, it disappears into the flowing blackness of their robes. Next, you see behind you Uriel, Saharquil, eyes are red with rage. She will turn towards this figure and cast. She's going to try and cast Hold Person, and that means that. Hold up. This character has to make a wisdom saving throw, DC 14, and they fail. You feel the scrap code, Uriel, directed from Saharquil, suddenly seize up the limbs of this figure. They're frozen, paralyzed in place. Tenebris.
Very hard stuff.
Do you have any
That's
healing?
Nice. No.
Did we get?
Not help. I don't think I have. I don't think we have anything healing. Is that both the same? That is fine. Okay. Oh, that mine maybe. Okay. I mean, yeah. This is not tactical brilliance. Tenebris is on the ground. This figure is still right next to her, but sort of frozen in place. Am I right in thinking there's a 30-foot gap behind the figure before you get to any of the other monks?
Yeah, so the figure is right behind you, frozen in place.
Okay, I don't care. I am going to cast Hunger of Hadar at 3rd level. Tenebris is sort of like just sort of managing to like stare up in the space and seems to be sort of concentrating not on them but on like the kind of area around them. And you see the sort of familiar, first it's that glow effect, that like slight sprinkle of like slight green little spots of light. But as they get bigger, it sort of gets darker until there is a sphere of increasing darkness, which is obviously, I'm going to angle it so that it's around just this figure and not me, and it won't reach the people behind it because it's only, it's 20-foot radius. It will reach the people behind it.
Will, yeah.
Sweet. Like, if I can catch at least one of the monks in it as well. It gets darker and darker, and you start hearing almost like whispers, and there's just this sort of icy cold, like it's sucking the warmth from the air around it, and it looks like the void. It looks like a sphere of empty space. The spell description reads, a gateway to the dark between the stars.
Ooh.
Oh, I love that.
DnDebrief.
Hello.
I'm hoping the whole person should hold, shouldn't it? She doesn't need to maintain visual contact. So yeah,
Shouldn't be visual.
they won't take damage until the start of their turn,
Nice.
and again at the end of their turn if they don't manage to get out, which hopefully they won't. But they're blinded. We can't see them. That's the disadvantage.
Okay.
Infinity.
Because of that, I will use my bonus action to wild shape into one of my star forms into the chalice. So haven't done it before.
Ooh.
So the stars start moving, but then you see like little nanobots come out as well and like detach. And I'm going to go over to Tenebris and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds at a 3rd level. But then you get more healing because of the little nanites too.
Yes, please, no.
Yeah, okay, so 3 plus 5. That's lots. 16, 18, plus a 4 is 3 is 21. Sorry, there's lots of maths now.
I like this maths.
21,
This is good
26. 27 plus 5 is 32. Plus 4 is 36 points of healing.
I love that maths. Oh my god.
That's the good maths.
Oh,
That was such good maths. I can't believe this.
Tenebris,
Oh,
you okay?
I got stabbed. I got super stabbed. I'm covered
Also,
in blood.
what have you done?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Is that okay? Are we safe?
Oh.
Sure. Okay. That's all I've got. I'll stand in front of her. I'll put myself like between her and the void.
And with that, you see as your friends Uriel, the monks, suddenly snap into a combat stance and they run towards you. All 8 of them. 2 of them run through your spell, Tenebris. So they take...
I think if they go
and it-
through it, they're fine. Actually, annoyingly,
Yeah, it
Um,
ends its turn on the area, yeah.
starts its turn or ends its turn.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
Um,
one of those ones. They are. Yeah, you can
yeah.
jammy it if you can get. But they have to have over 40 feet of movement to do that.
It's 40 feet. Yes, that's true. It is 40 feet.
Yeah, unless they're already in it.
Wide.
In
Or
which
unless
case they
they
start
cut,
their
cut
turn.
the
in it.
side of the square, cut the side of the sphere because it's a sphere,
Yeah.
so they don't have to go. They might just.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I see. Yeah, not do
Side
the
of
full.
Could be a cause.
They don't have to
At
do
least
the whole
one of them.
diopter.
At least one
Yeah.
of them. I've arranged it so that at least one of them has to.
They all move towards you and all reach combat distance, and they are... 2 of them are going to attack each one of you. So we'll go for Uriel first.
Sure.
That's an 11 and a 16.
The 16 does hit.
Yeah, you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. Saharquil takes... takes 8 points of bludgeoning damage. Numbers!
Like, Uriel's getting whilst being wailed on and trying to block, just trying to reason with him. Alberot, sorry, what are you doing? You don't remember me?
Tenebris, you a 16 will, an 18 will hit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You take 4 points of damage, and Infinity. Both of those will hit. You will take 7 points of damage.
The monk that whichever one was caught in the sphere at the start takes 5 points of cold damage. At the start of this turn. Whichever one was
Okay.
behind.
Excellent.
Person.
Was it 5?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And then Uriel, just before, just at the end of this turn, you hear, in a little bit further away, and you look up to see the massive, the armored, fully armored, and covered with a mech bio lifting suit, the body of Zirun, your one-time friend, one of the major lifters and workers of this particular place, coming as fast as they can over the brow of this god's face, standing a full half a body taller than everybody else and moving at speed, and it looks like they'll be here next turn. So that's coming up. Right, so in the darkness, they roll a 9. So they can do nothing. This is an incredibly powerful spell. Oh, hang on a second. I just have to roll for concentration check. Yeah, that's fine. You hear nothing from the darkness. Nothing seems to move. Nothing comes out of it. Uriel, it's your turn.
Can I roll their damage?
Yes.
So
Destroy them.
So the start of their turn damage is 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then the end of their turn damage is an initial 9.
Wowzers.
Be good, be good.
Uriel.
So everybody's kind of like contracted into us, right? We're all sort of now in a big brawl.
And now at the start of this, you hear this machine is making more noise. It's going faster and faster.
Okay, I can do once per long rest. Uriel can expend a huge amount of internal energy and cast Misty Step.
Oh, hell yes. DnDebrief that motherfucker.
I mean, Uriel just moves so quickly that it looks like it's almost instantaneous.
Okay.
And so teleport up to 30 feet. So Uriel wants to move so quickly as to appear instantaneous to the control panel for the drill.
You've got that.
Okay. So now you have your action there.
At a glance, is it obvious? Is there a big red button that turns it off?
So an instant glance will show you no. I mean, it looks like a fairly complex piece of apparatus. You still got your action. You could investigate it further if you wanted. That would cost your action.
God, they wouldn't risk just smashing it. Yeah, I'd investigate.
Smash. Oh.
This is like God we're talking about.
You'll let the mysterious creature out, but you won't Hulk smash the control panel.
Roll an investigation check.
Right, come on, Uriel. That's a 19.
Wow, okay, on a 19. You look in, right, what seems like a drill initially, right? What you now see, examining this thing, cables coming up from deep down inside where this machine has been implanted into the skull of this deity, right? And moving up from the cables, reaching what is clear to you is an antenna. And something is being transmitted. You know that much. When it comes to controlling this machine, you know enough to know that you won't be able to do that. And that's your action. So you've done your bonus action. Any movement? Do you want to do any movement?
I think. How far away is the drill?
So you are standing next to it. Right, the drill and the control panel are all one.
Oh, right, I see. Is there, as part of my investigation, could I see anything that was clearly mission critical for this thing that's not on the control panel? Is there like a big power cable kind of thing?
Yeah, on a 19, you can see that this is a very kind of technical piece of machinery. It obviously has been built to a very specific specification, right? And lots of bits of it you don't understand, but you are at heart a mechanic, and you can see there is a power source, and that were you to damage that, maybe you could do something about this.
Right, so moving over, yeah, would move over to the power source.
Okay, all right, yeah, easy enough to do. It's not too far away from you. This drill isn't like a massive kind of oil drill. This is it's like a sliver, like a very fine dagger that has been inserted into the forehead of this of your god. Sahar now. She looks over to you. What could she do? Okay, she's just going to reach out and have a crack at the nearest dwarf with her machining hammer. That hits. She does 5 points of damage. Excellent. One of the monks reels back for a second and then comes back in, looking as they get caught across the face by Sahar hammer. Next is Tenebris.
Ooh, okay.
This is so much more real than I was expecting.
Can I catch two of the monks in a 15-foot cone?
Yes, you can.
Better shame.
I'm gonna aiming at two of them.
So there are sort of two that are in front of you, just in front of the circle of the arms of Hadar, and then there's two to the left of you, who are just in front of Sahar Quill. But the others you would catch you'd catch Infinity if you tried to target any of the others.
Okay. Do any of them look hurt at all?
Yeah, so one of them in front of Sahar Quill looks hurt, and was it no, and Uriel has damaged one of the other ones who's on the other side.
Oh, okay. Can't get both at once. I'll go for...
How did I do that?
You punched them.
I
Oh, no,
punched
no,
the
sorry,
guy.
you punched the assassin, didn't you? Yeah. Then, who else? Somebody else did an attack on... Oh, it was you. Yeah, no, one of the other people in front of you, Tenebris, is damaged. So yes, you could get both of the damaged ones if you wanted.
Okay, can I, aiming at both of the damaged ones, basically... I'm summoning the colony, and they start sort of flashing, and they're flashing basically really brightly in front of their face. How many hit points does the closest one to me have?
How many?
The one with the lowest hit points.
Does it tell you that number? This spell, or are you just asking for a general idea?
No, I'm asking for a specific idea. No, I want to know specifically so that I can do my maths about whether they're affected or not, basically.
Well, I mean, you can't know the exact number.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've got to tell Ali.
Okay, is it under 29?
I mean,
they have
don't know, right?
No, you have to say if they have under 29 hit points left.
Oh, right. Yes, they have under 29 hit points.
Okay. They are okay. Okay, I'm going to tell you, and you can do the maths if you don't want to tell me. I have 29 hit points worth. Can I get both of them with 29 hit points worth?
No,
or just
you can't.
one of them? Okay, so the first one is blinded by the flashy lights.
Excellent.
That's all.
Okay. Infinity.
Oh. I'm angry. Right. Is there I've got a welcome to not having maps and spells with so many area effects. I'm sorry, everyone. I've got a 60-foot radius cylinder. I would like to put it over as many baddies as possible. How many can I get?
Without hitting any goodies?
Without hitting any goodies.
Yeah, so you could put it over Tenebris's Arms of Hadar.
Yeah.
You could get that.
How
first.
high
You
up
get the
does
two in
your
front
Hadar go?
It's a
Got to be able
sphere.
to see it.
It's a 20-foot radius sphere.
So I can't put it directly above that because I have to be able to see the top of it. I've got
you
10
could-
feet up, so
It's probably
Alright, you
so
could
in
put
order
it
to
to the
maximise.
yeah, if I could put it to the side of that and
How
get
wide
as many
is your cylinder?
a 60-foot radius, so it's 120
Wow,
foot
okay,
diameter.
so-
It's huge.
Bloody
But
hell.
you could get 4 of them, one of which Tenebris has already hurt, plus the figure who you've been.
Is this like calling
Is
down?
he still held?
They have not appeared from inside this.
They're next anyway, so that they're after me. So yeah, I'm gonna. So Infinity like throws her hand, and again a little one of the mini drones flies out and flies up, and suddenly it kind of like expels this almost like storm cloud like thing starts like appearing outside of it, and then bolts of electricity just start like smashing the ground in like 120 foot
Oh my days.
diameter. And I'm going to cast Call Lightning, and that's a DC 17 dexterity throw for anyone inside it, and I believe Uriel was kind
Roll.
enough to make one of them roll with disadvantage, and also if he's a whole person he's definitely got disadvantage. I don't even know if he fails it.
So, yeah, that figure is they auto fail because they're paralyzed. So
And if they succeed, they
4
take half damage. So that's 13 plus.
What's the DC
It's
again?
17.
Okay, 17.
And
Ouch.
so anyone. So it's 15
They-
points and halved if they succeed.
They all fail.
And that storm just stays there. Like.
Oh damn. That moisture's got to be coming from somewhere.
Call lightning, baby.
You see the 2 figures that you can see caught in this storm, just jerking and shaking, and it's 15 points. Is that right?
15.
They look singed and battered, hurt, very hurt, and you don't know what's happened inside the cloud, but you assume.
And I will shout to Uriel. Uriel, are you working this out? What do we do?
And then the 2 right in front of Tenebris, you see one of them who was already slightly hurt. The whole half of one of their arms is just fried, but they're still moving towards her. And the other one also looks badly damaged. And at this point, this massive armored figure hurls themselves at you, Infinity. They have to pass through this lightning cloud to get to you, but they don't seem to even see
That
it.
doesn't matter.
They are just moving at incredible speed. So do they take any damage as
No,
they go
no,
through?
it's only if I call the lightning down.
Oh, so it doesn't do damage on subsequent turns.
No, it's just well, it does but only if I do it myself. I have to command it to do it.
But they were moving towards you through the lightning cloud.
It
in that
doesn't make a
sphere
difference.
when
Yeah, if
was
they're
a-
still in it on my turn and I call the lightning, then
they
they
started
take it.
their turn in it.
But so did they get hit last time?
Yes, so they were.
Oh, that's fine. No, if they got hit last time, that's all the damage. There's no extra. It's not like a thing. It's not like Hadar. It's on my turns, I can use my action to hit the lightnings down again.
And a massive.
Oh, you're a
haymaker.
robot too.
Hello, I'm Infinite Sky.
Serial number.
That's cocked. That's a 13 to 14 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
I thought your AC was higher than this for some
No,
reason.
I've got no AC, but more hit points.
A colossal haymaker catches you across the side of the face. That's
My pretty face.
10 bludgeoning damage you take.
Oops.
And now the rest of these monks still just punching and punching and punching. They can't even see anything. In Tenebris, you get the sensation from that link that you had with one of them that it's now just pure rage that's flying through their heads. No thoughts, just rage. So Tenebris, you get hit by one of them. You take... hold up. 5 points damage. Uriel takes 3 points of damage.
I'm rolling concentration checks, by the way, for my sphere, which is all still up.
Okay.
I'm also about to do that now because I forgot
Great,
about
thank you.
that. But it was 10, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine.
The two of them in front of you, Infinity, lash out. Both of them swipe wide, and then the two that were attacking Uriel turn to face you, Infinity, and swipe at you again. And one of them rolls 12, and the other one rolls a 14.
They both hit.
You take
the
12
tank.
points of damage.
Yep, for now. Sorry, druids have a little trick. But to get some extra hit
And-
points, become a thing.
Now you hear blackness. A figure emerges from the cloud, and
Roll for at least them starting their turn there. And I'm gonna roll something. I'm gonna roll for starting damage. Oh, it's only 2.
when they start their turn.
They take 2
Okay.
points of cold damage.
Aha! Got him!
Ah!
Do they have to roll for anything? Sorry.
Not now that they've
Okay.
left it. Yeah.
But you can see them now. They're moving like black streaks of tissue, like moving through the wind, flapping and flying. They skirt, they like run around the groups of you. Looking at each one of you, you can see the flashing eyes as they do it. Looking for the one who looks the most damaged. And
Probably me. now.
Infinity. They're suddenly right up in your face, and you can see for a second they look at you admiringly. Such a pretty thing.
Thank you, don't hurt me.
So one of those is going to miss, and one of those is a 21. That's going to hit.
That will definitely hit me.
You take 6 points of piercing damage,
Okay.
and
Oh shit. That was more than one dice being rolled.
This didn't go well for me.
It's about to go really
20,
bad. then.
22 points of poison damage.
I'm out.
You feel
Storm goes away.
the mixture of poison and nanites coalescing in your system, jamming your body, and you start to feel the copper of your circuits dissolve away, and you pass out. Uriel,
I'm gonna.
as you are about to do your turn, it's giving a rhythmic vibration now, and it looks like it's starting to shake itself, this drill. And the antenna on top of it is starting to glow red hot.
I'm gonna pull the power source out.
Okay, so the power source itself is an armored box, right?
Right.
It is still attached to the drill. For you to pull it out would take a massive feat of strength, right? I'm not saying it's impossible, but
Okay, right.
that would be difficult. You could just try and damage it to the point where it wouldn't work, or you could try and roll a strength check and do it that way.
Okay, I am going to.
Or if you have any other abilities that you think would be relevant in this situation, you can go for it.
I'm gonna for my attack. Oh, right. So I can take an attack action, and then I can do Searing Arc Strike to cast Burning Hand.
As a bonus action.
Yeah, immediately after you take the attack action on your turn, you can spend 2 key points to cast Burning Hands as an action.
Well, let's go.
That's
let's
crazy.
go.
So you can do punch, burning hands.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Hadouken!
Monks, man.
So I'll do my 2 monk attacks
Okay.
against the box, which somehow I could still miss.
Yeah, so roll to attack. You're looking for a 12. That's the DC.
Well, that first
The
one,
same as this Infinity.
first one was an 11, and the second one is a 16. So that one
The
hits.
first of yours ricochets off the armor. Plays the second. You get in. You roll your damage.
So that's 1d6 plus 3. Well, that's 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I'll cast, spend 2 key points. Make sure I get this right because I can boost this as well. Right. Gosh. Deck, because I can spend more key points in order to make it powerful. I spend. And right, you can spend additional key points to increase the spell's level up to a maximum of 3. How are we talking? Like a fuse breaker box, or like Fort Knox? Like how armored does this thing look?
It looks damaged from what you've done to it.
I'll
It's not like it just ricocheted off the side.
I'll spend another 2 key points just to try and make sure. So that means it's gonna do 3d6, 5d6 damage.
All right, roll those d6.
Well, you take in a 15-foot cone must take a dex saving throw. And I don't know, does the box have a saving throw?
It's a box.
Just thought I'd ask.
Dex saving throw there.
So 5d6 flame damage. Wait, what? That is an incredibly consistent roll. I rolled a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 6.
Oh, Yahtzee.
So that's 7, 14, 16 points of damage.
16 points of damage. This, the metal around this cable starts to melt and singe and burn and melt away, and you can see it's pulling and has burnt through part of the cable. This thing looks in really serious. What was the number again?
16, and then I did 6 points of bludgeoning damage to it.
Okay. You have very seriously damaged this cable. It doesn't look like it looks very close to the end, yeah.
Knew I should have spent that. Okay. So that was my action and bonus action, and I'm not going to move from it.
So now it's Saharquil's turn. She kneels down to the floor, reaches out, puts a hand on your shoulder, Infinity, and is going to cast Cure Wounds at first level.
Valid.
You've got to be someone special to Saharquil to get second level
That
Cure Wounds.
seems fair.
So that gives you 13 points.
Oh, that's good. Thank you.
And you feel that healing energy come back to your body.
Does she play the Windows startup sound when she comes back up?
What is it?
Blah 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah. No, she does not.
And her screens are like the green field with the blue, just briefly.
No, just very quickly flicker, and then suddenly they're back to start.
Oh, she's a Mac. Let's face it. She absolutely runs on OS.
Totally a Mac, yeah. Thank you.
And now, she doesn't even seem to hear it.
Yeah,
Tenebris.
Am I right in thinking that you can cast a cantrip and a spell in the same round?
As long as they're action,
One is
bonus
a
action.
bonus action. Infinity is up, but not standing up, right?
Correct.
And the Infinity's just gone.
I'm
and-
after you.
Oh, yes, sorry, Saharquil's just gone. Okay, so you're gonna... Okay, right. Okay, cool. That's right. I'm being tactical. In that
Proud of
case,
you.
I would like to cast... I would like to point at the figure. I'm casting True Strike to get an advantage on an attack roll. So I kind of described this last time as just sort of a sense of what they're about to do in the next moment to help me hit them.
Mm-hmm.
Is that good?
Yeah, you reach out and you sense the places their arms could be. You assess the probabilities. You assess where they are feeling.
I would then like to spend 2 sorcery points to change one of my spells into a bonus action
Brilliant.
spell, which is a meta magic.
That's a really good use of True Strike.
Yeah,
That's so
yeah,
good.
it's
Yeah,
good,
love
isn't
that.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to cast Ray of Sickness at 4th level.
Is this our first ever 4th level spell?
I think it
I
might
don't
be.
think I've cast any of my
I'm
own
so,
4th yet.
it's
I've been
4th
doing
level,
3.
and what it is Ray of Sickness. Yes, I'm really
Let's
getting short of spells
go.
here, so
Gonna be down with the sickness.
Me
so I've
too.
got to make a ranged attack spell, but I get advantage because I just cast True Strike. But I still have to hit them.
Come on, I believe.
Spell attack modifier is +8. That's good.
I'm giving Sharmony 1d4,
Advantage,
not the
that's
character.
Great.
But
This is great. I've got
Yeah.
it though. This is 26 to hit.
That hits.
let's go.
Okay, I do 22 points of damage, poison damage, and can they make a con saving throw?
22 points of damage. Whoa.
I think I've cast Ray of Sickness before. I think this is sort of like beam of all the friends in the air, just sort of lighting up and blasting out.
And a Constitution saving throw.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
That
This what I
is
really
a
like.
14.
Fails. They are poisoned until the end of my next turn, which means they have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Yes. 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 Tenebris. Yes.
They double over. Some sort of white fluid starts to leak out the side of their mouth. They look towards you, Tenebris, and for the first time you see real anger in their eyes. And now, Infinity.
Right, thought I was dead. I've got a 20-foot radius sphere this time. How many can I hit? I want Evil Boy,
You
Big
can hit
Metal
Big
Boy.
Evil Boy, and 4 others.
Wonderful.
Welcome to the
Fourth-
geometry of the mind, everyone.
The geometry of the mind. Welcome to. I think how many can I hit with this? Oh, anyone of my choice. Lovely. This is welcome to 4th level spells being used. Everyone.
Oh my gosh. You know it's serious.
So again, another little drone comes out, and you've seen it before, and it sends out the like wires into everyone I don't like, and then one comes back into Infinity and like sucks the life force from them and like reinvigorates Infinity.
Yeah.
You're an
They need to
oddish.
make con saves of 17.
You're borrowing the moveset of the oddish Pokemon evolution
Yeah,
tree.
Giga Drain, motherfucker.
So the Evil Boy is a nat 20, so that saves.
Yeah.
Big Boy is a...
Wait, no, that's wrong. I shouldn't have rolled that one. Roll that one.
Big Boy's a 15. Is that what's the DC here?
17.
17.
So it's
That fail.
12.
That's another set of fail. Oh,
And then what do I get? Sorry.
I'm cutting
One of them-
between Infinity and the
Not
DM
one
at the
fair.
moment, and it's just two confused people rolling dice.
It's going.
Two of the little boys save. And
Okay.
2 fail.
They still take. So it's 12 damage for everyone who didn't save. 6 for the ones who did, and then I get back one of my hit dice, 8. But I also get to add 5, which is 30, and I also get to add that, which is 19 points. Let's go. And okay, that's maths done. And bonus action for funsies, car shillelagh.
We love to see it.
The 2 little boys in front of you, they both shrivel up and sort of shrimp out on the floor in front of you.
Shrimp out.
Shrimp out.
They're both out. And then in front of you, Tenebris, you see the one who was blinded and damaged also contract. And then the other one looks in serious straits, but not...
He's in dire
over.
straits.
I
Not
got
not.
second.
And Evil Boy looks really bad. but still standing.
Not evil boys. They're just the
I feel like the one who stabbed
people.
Tenebris is Evil Boy.
Oh, that's evil boy.
Yeah.
Evil creatures.
Yeah, that's what you
They're
said.
not
Evil boy.
though.
Evil boy.
Oh, I thought you were plural. I thought you were referring to the monks
Evil
as evil
person.
boys.
The monks are evil siblings, I feel.
They're neutral siblings who are being nefariously controlled.
Naughty siblings.
They're getting killed like evil people. So
We write the history books, and therefore
Yeah.
they were evil.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure they're dead already. Is actually what I think they are.
Well, that's why I cast
and-
Detect Thoughts, and I'm not sure. That's exactly why
I think.
At that
I
point,
did that.
the two in front of
It's
you,
implied, though.
Infinity,
Mm.
pick themselves
Oh, no.
back up and stand, and they are going to seemingly it's almost like they're being controlled by the servos in their muscles. They just reach out and slam at you again.
Don't
That'll
do
be
that.
one of them hits and does 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Tenebris in front of you. What's your AC?
13.
Yep, you're fine.
We need to go armor shopping.
I tried wearing armor before, and I got shouted down.
You shouldn't wear armor. You're the one. You're one of. You don't need it.
You don't get to come on our shopping trip. We make you stay home.
I'll go
We
and
need
meditate
armor.
outside the shop, shall I?
Yeah. Yes, and
And
focus
you're-
on how good your
yeah.
unarmored defense is.
And then Infinity, after the other smaller boys have attacked you, the large one reaches out to hammer you again.
I
with
didn't
this
finish my
massive-
serial number. 86.
And that's I think that's a 13. Let me just. Yeah, that's a
That
13 to
hits,
hit.
yeah.
You take numbers.
We're going back to math cam, people.
You take 13 points of damage.
She's still on my machines.
And at this point, the figure in black looks at all of you and looks over at the machine. And the machine just rattles and rattles and rattles and goes still. And all of your brothers, Uriel, fall to the floor. This scarred, white, surgical face looks at you, Tenebris, and then you, Infinity. See you later.
No.
The body just falls to the floor.
Oh, we're
Oh.
going like that.
Oh,
Oh,
it's-
no.
Uriel, can I burn it?
Not responding right now.
I'm gonna go over and cast Produce Flame and just set a light at least to the clothes and like just try and burn this body down. It's a cantrip, so I'll just keep.
Yeah. It burns, and the smell of burning flesh fills your nostrils, all of you. And at that point, we're going to leave it for tonight. And we'll pick up there next week.
Oh, I
That's not great, is it?
do not know how to
I
feel
don't
about
know if they were drilling
this.
to try and get the core of the god out when it died. Could it have been a good thing?
What did they say? I don't think they said.
Uriel,
No,
however,
they
hadn't
said-
told us shit about the god, so there was nothing we could do to try and say anything.
We were not at a point where a conversation was going to happen.
From things that we don't know, they
Yeah.
said that like there's some life in her left, but like
Yeah.
how does it feel? I don't. They implied
Yeah.
that they weren't trying to save her. Strongly implied.
We are going to have to pick this
Don't
up.
worry about that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We have less
That's
creepy
guys.
music.
There's creepy music, Ali.
We need
Can we have some happy fun time
joy.
music?
Infinity
Yeah,
went
super
down
happy
again.
music. Yeah, ouch.
Ouchie. That's sad because I want to do my cool lightning lots.
Yeah, that was good.
I'm sad that we've come to the end of the session today and we are going to have to wrap things up.
Thank
I'm
you very
sad
much,
about that too. It was really
everyone, for joining us
terrible.
today. I hope you're. You know,
It's difficult to be
having a
upbeat
start.
right now. I'm really. I think
We're all
st-
alive! Hooray!
This is we're in a series of pre-recorded Monday evening streams on Twitch. If you're joining us on Twitch, but hello also to all you very cool podcast and YouTube listeners who found us
Oh,
by
yeah.
searching
I'm waving.
for
I hope you can hear it.
D&D and Dungeons and Dragons and Science. We are, of course, at RPGeeks DnD on a whole range of social media platforms such as Twitch and YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and Twitter. So give us a follow. Come say hi. We're very friendly. There's a Discord channel. Message us if you want to come find it. Like, just come hang out with us. I think you want to. We've also got some stash. What's that shop called?
It's rpgeeks.tmail.com. Let's go.
Yes, it is. So do join us here back next Monday at 7:00 UK time.
And it is your last chance to get tickets to New
Yes.
Scientist Live before we do our live show there on Sunday, 9th of October at 4 p.m. But, you can only get a ticket for the whole day. So come see some of the other stuff.
And I'm also speaking on the Friday and on the Saturday if you'd like to see one quarter portion of the RP Geeks.
I will be there on the Friday and the Saturday as well. So actually you can see half of the RP Geeks because I'm there all the days, all the time.
It still gets
It's
better
never
all the
going
time.
to stop. My God. Help me, someone, please.
So see if we survive that next week and have a great week, everyone.
Wait, we may not survive the New Scientist Live?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Doesn't sound
It's-
great, does it? Help me. Oh, God.
no, that's because I'm working the whole time.
I hope you survive it,
It's going to be a great show.
I'm
It's really good.
wishing you good luck. And
I might not survive.
not being murdered by New Scientist.
We'll bear
You'll all be
Bates's
fine.
body.
I'm out.
It's the last session. We'll carry her limp, lifeless form.
I'll be like, I'm done.
Weekend at Bernie's her for this RP Geek
Full
session.
gladiator, yeah.
Bates, you
We
roll
will
and
see
like,
you
pull the
soon.
rope that's on her arm.
Yeah.
Like, Bye.
Got a 5.
Bye.
Bye.